An incredibly important play for me, Checkered Flags to Checkered Futures. It's one of the few verbatim plays that I've written where I've known the subject of the play prior to actually writing the play. And the subject of this play was actually involved in my youth theatre in the other musical that I wrote, Lethal in the Box. Check that episode out. And he was a little boy called Quentin in that. And he grew up to become a banger racer, a world champion banger racer, and it led to this play being commissioned by the Victoria Shanghai Academy. And there's a picture of our Chicken cast, because Chris was also in Chicken. If you've watched the previous episode, you'll know all about this, I think. Chris was in Chicken, and so we went to Hong Kong. Our youth theatre, lovely Lewis, Ross, me, Danny doing the lights, Carly, who was the assistant director, Emily and Carmen, went off to Hong Kong. And wow, that is one of my favourite ever pictures of me, because it's there and we're standing on, it's like a place like the school hall, but it fronts out onto this, and there's no windows or anything. It actually fronts out onto the most phenomenal view of Hong Kong. So there we are. That was us literally after the aeroplane journey, and we just arrived ready to perform Chicken, and to watch Checkered Flags, which was going to be performed alongside Chicken as part of the Easter festival. And they'd invited people from all over the world. The first time they'd based a whole festival around a new play, or a play, and the play was Checkered Flags. And not only that, so we walked into the first rehearsal, the dress rehearsal that they were doing, directed by Joanna Crimmins, the head of drama there, a drama teacher there, I'm not sure, I think Jeremy might have been the head of drama, I'm not sure of all their relative positions. And Chris came with them. I mean, it's just amazing that they managed to support the funding to get all of us and Chris's family out to watch this play. So we're sat there watching with Chris, and at the end, poor Chris is in tears. He'd read the play that I'd written, he'd obviously lived the life, but reliving it in that way by a fantastic production by these guys in Hong Kong was just too much for him. But as he said, I'm really glad I'm crying, because it proves it works. It proves it's a worthwhile play. And it is, and I'm so proud of the structure of this play. I would say it's one of my most mature plays. And it's got two stories. It tells the story of Chris back in youth theatre, coming through as a racing driver, and then winning the world championship banger racer, and then becoming involved in this dreadful accident. And all of those scenes are kind of lively ensemble scenes, and there you can see the guy playing Chris, and an ensemble in the background supporting really lively scenes, contrasted with poor Jane, Shelley's mum, who was the driver in this car, and Shelley was brain damaged in the accident. And so basically Jane tells her story, and she does these through a series of poignant, potent monologues. And there's the lovely girl who played Jane. And you see her walking out onto stage to take that position. And as that walk begins at the end of this lively ensemble scene, you know you're in for yet another harrowing monologue. And the audience reaction was utterly stunning. And then you're suddenly thrown into a lively Chris Gilfoy scene. So there we are, they premiered the play with us watching, and Chris's whole family came to watch as well. And it's an amazing experience, having the real people sat in the audience, in amongst you. It's really difficult. You don't know whether to watch them or watch it, or watch them watching it. It's a phenomenal kind of four-dimensional thing. And if you're performing, sometimes you're directing the lines directly to the person. And Chris is Chris is a great person to have, because he lives in the south of England. He will come and support performances. He's done that to two of the performances that I've seen. One wasn't in the south of England. And he's a great supporter. It's fantastic. He'll do a Q&A. You can see that on the Chicken DVD, because Checkered Flags appears as a bonus feature, so you can see that. It's a great thing watching him talk about it. I thoroughly recommend this. It's one of my lesser known plays because it's more recent. You know, Too Much Punch and Hard to Swallow, they've all been around since the late 80s. This was only written 2 or 3 years ago, so people haven't heard about it. But it is something worth looking out, and I'm going to bring you some news about this in a moment. And we had coverage from the Young Post in Hong Kong. All students took part in a variety of skill-based workshop, including playwriting, voice and character creation and development, and used the text of Checkered Flags to Checkered Futures as their starting point. It's the first time the International Schools Theatre Association used an original play to inspire a workshop festival. It's been such a good experience for all of the students, not just the cultural exchange, but also working on drama. It's really nice they have that in common, said Joanna Crimmins, coordinator of the festival, and VSA's head of arts. There's her position. All of our hosts were really supportive, said 14-year-old lovely Carmen Arnold from Britain. Lewis Evans, equally lovely, 16, also from Britain, said he loved Hong Kong and just didn't want to go home. He really didn't. Lewis gave the credit to his hosts, Ryan Tang and Hong King, both VSA students. The experience wouldn't have been the experience if it weren't for the hosts. Sorry about the pronunciation of their name. That took me a little bit by surprise. And it was just a wonderful experience. We absolutely adored it. And the news, we came back, and I thought I had something to show you from Reading, because it was performed wonderfully in Reading. Clearly I haven't. They did a great performance, and in Haverhill, I went to see the performance at the Samuel Ward Academy. And they did an absolutely stunning performance. I've put the opening on another YouTube clip, it within the Checkered Flags category, the playlist. So do have a look at that. And the news that we've recently had, this is in 2020, last week, is that Salamander, who are taking on lots of my scripts, they are producing Checkered Flags as one of their first tranche of the Wheellerplays that they're putting out. So that's fantastic that this play is going on to be represented and worldwide. And I'm sure now that it's out there worldwide, people will pick up on it in a big way. It's I won't go on, it's fabulous. But also, Chicken was taken up in the first tranche as well. So there's Chicken by salamanderstreet.com, and it's going to be produced, it's out in July, and do have a look at it. Great memories from Hong Kong. Thank you, Joanna. It was just so amazing to get that invitation. What a start for the play. Thank you.